Hi. Shelby's back.
Hi. No socks though, I got hot.
No socks. We've got the aircon on. Okay, so the next round today is going to be for the immune system. I'll particularly go in and check all the Candida and HPV viruses again and sort of see if any of those are still active in the system at the moment, creating issues. Okay. And hold in, hold out, beautiful. So before we start though, I'll just check if there's any survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival stuff, because that will mask any immune system stuff going on. Hold, 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 and hold. Okay. Minus any supplements, minus any pessaries. Hold, 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 hold. That's actually really good. Let's check celestial circuit. And hold. Excellent. Well, that's an amazing place to get started, so that's good. Do we need to do any organ checks before we check the immune system? We do, so let's go just have a squeeze. Okay, we need to pick up the liver first. So the pec major sternal relates to the liver. And hold. Okay. Hold up. And hold, I'm going back. Hold up, I'm going down. Okay. Can't think of anything specifically we're doing to detox the liver. I mean, anything with zinc's going to help the liver because zinc's involved in 500 functions in the liver. I don't know, maybe the vitamin C at those big doses would be detoxing the liver. Anyway, it's the first organ to show up that we need to support before working on the immune system. Bit of emotional gear in there, actually. Oh, let's recheck. And hold. Hold up. Hold. Hold up. Lovely. Okay. So next one. So having a look. Okay. So the next one's a glute medius, relates to the circulation of the sex organs. Hold out for me. And hold out. Okay. The thought coming to mind is that the emotion is escape, submission, freeze. The flower essence showing up is called she-oak. So there's something to do with that feminine energy in the body that we're going to have a play around with emotion-wise, and from that affirmation perspective, get your body back up and running. And hold. And hold. Okay, so just liver and hormones. Okay. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what supplements show up later on. But it's sort of, with those two being the only systems showing up, I sort of suspect maybe it's changing hormones through that, through the reproductive system. Anyway, we'll have a look. Okay, are we okay now to get into the immune system? Is there something else we need to do? Something energetic. Okay. So, yes, our oscillation chakra, acid train logic is. Oh, we need a tuning fork combo first. Liver. We need to go to the emotional combination of the liver circumsex. Yeah, right. So the flower essence is the flower essence combination of the circumsex meridian and the liver meridian is called Desert Marigold. It's to do with feeling that you have given away your power and that you are feeling a victim of circumstance. Okay, body's ready to dissolve it though, which is a good thing. Okay. Anyway, I think we've chatted about this before, but it's very much about owning your personal power, being able to move on in life. Not, because when we stay in that victim mentality, we're allowing stuff to happen to us. When we take personal power, we're choosing the way we move forward. Okay, is it a chakra? Is it a meridian? Is it more the meridian? Okay. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively dissolve my giving away or holding back my power or being a victim of circumstance into all-encompassing love. I take the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively choose to take responsibility for my personal power. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively dissolve my giving away or holding back my power and my being a victim of circumstance into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively choose to take responsibility for my personal power. Okay. Are we okay to get into the immune system protocol now? Yes, we are. So I know our focus will be HPV and Candida, but I still want to get into, make sure we've got all the big stuff up and running as well. Hold. hold, hold. Beautiful. Okay, in relation to biofilm and mucoid plaque. Hold, 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 hold. Any and all infections stored in the biofilm and mucoid plaque. Hold, 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 hold. Right. Okay. And something in the immune system's messing with your brain, making you feel anxious. So I'll just go and see if anything specifically is showing up there, or whether or not it's a general immune system and anxiety link. Okay. So the chronic congestion is showing up. This is one that hasn't shown up before, and I'm just going to stack it in because it's just shown up for the first time. It's like an underlying strep infection that gets into the nervous system, so it can cause neurological tics. But anyway, so I'll just check any and all mutations of the strep infection. Hold, 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 hold. Obviously, a lot of throat infections are strep infections, so as kids we're constantly having strep throat and that sort of thing if we're the throaty sort of kids. But there are a lot of strep infections, different ones that can cause UTIs and gum inflammation and that sort of thing as well. There was a whole list of different bacteria. None of those showed up as needing to be worked on. Okay. So that was just testing for HPV in relation to creating cancer in the body. It's not showing up at the moment because it's in a cancer list of infections. So it's just a whole list of things that we know, the sort of infections that can be inside that are linked to different types of cancers in different part of the body. I thought I would check it since it's there. And I'll also check the HPV in relation to different body organs. And the last time we checked this, nothing particularly showed up. Okay, so there is something about HPV that's messing with the liver. Let's see which pathway. Okay, hold, good. Hold up, hold, yeah, okay. Hold up. Okay, so the second pathway is messing with hormones. So it's the liver not coping with hormones, and obviously hormones are made from protein and fats. But if there's stress going on, and your survival stuff is really quite good, but when we've got stress, that can mess with the liver being able to metabolize the estrogen in the first half of the cycle and the progesterone in the second half of the cycle. Maybe something's going on like that, or if the liver's busy dealing with some infections that we're killing off, maybe the liver's overloaded and therefore messing, with the female hormones as well. Who knows? We'll keep playing around with it and see what shows. And hold. Candida and Candida spores. And hold. And I'll just check different varieties. Because lots of these varieties have shown up with you over the time. Okay, so nothing is showing with Candida today. Let me just ask in relation to any and all Candida issues, any and all residual effects of Candida and Candida issues. Okay. So, no. Okay, so the one that's showing up is that Candida has messed with your trust in life, stuff, who knows. So trust and trust issues, but this is specifically in relation to the residual effects of dealing with something for a long time. So in relation to trust and trust issues. And hold. Yeah, there's real frustration and anger in there. Trust and trust issues. And hold. Beautiful. Yeah, right. And that messing with the frontal cortex for problem solving, moving forward, living your life. So firstly in the clear. And hold. Because that frontal cortex to help it work really well. Serotonin and dopamine and feel-good hormones are what help to activate our frontal cortex so that we can see our future, see forward, see beyond what's been going on with us. Combination. Pleasure reward centers being switched down and rage, anger, frustration. So it's a combination of those shutting down the frontal cortex. So frontal cortex. And hold. And specifically sadness, despondency, depression. And hold. Beautiful. So mental state. And hold. Right. So this isn't so much the neurons to the frontal part of the brain. It's when the mental state is in such a place where we're not feeling safe, secure, happy, grounded, that it shuts down. So it's very much about the way we're thinking and feel in the world is affecting the way the brain works. And hold. Beautiful. Okay, and there's a RAS circuit. Yeah, and this one's the body assuming, so because of the history dealing with these things and getting on top of them, because the body's hit a spot where it's hit a spot where it can't imagine life without discomfort and pain and something uncomfortable going on. So this is noradrenaline creating vigilance in the nervous system. So your whole nervous system's waiting for the next health thing to go wrong for you. No, that's good. Any more connections to Candida we need to deal with? No, okay. The cell danger response isn't showing up today. That's really good. So no survival patterns, no cell danger response. It's really nice. I'm just going to double check CIRS today. So the chronic inflammatory response syndrome. It's shown up, not bad, a couple of times. Good. So that's the first time in 4 sessions that it's shown up okay, so that's great. I'm also going to check really specifically yeast infections through the reproductive tract. And hold. Okay, so that's interesting, because even though it's in the same energy as Candida, fungus, yeasts is showing up separately. So I suppose the big things that add to our yeast intake are things like breads and beers and that sort of stuff. Okay, let me check any organs we need to link to recognising and dealing with yeasts. So somewhere on the reproductive tract, so I'll just check it. Overall in general, yeast in the reproductive tract. And hold, okay. Recognising yeasts in the reproductive tract, beautiful. And hold, good. Next, small intestines showed up last time as well. It's not showing up today, so that's a good sign. Yeah. But energetically in there, the brain wants to run away, so escape, submission, freeze. Ectoparasites have shown up before, they're not showing today at all. Okay, this is a big list of fungus strains that I'm checking. Hold, 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 hold. I'm just going to pause for a sec. I want to go look this one up. It's a bug that I haven't actually heard of before. Back in 2 shakes.